There is a level of reality beneath all thought, beneath all identity, and beneath every technique you've ever tried. That level is what Richard Dotz calls the 0 point, the place where creation originates and manifestation becomes effortless. But to access it, you must do something radically counterintuitive. You must stop trying. You must release all mental effort. You must sink below the mind itself and rest in what Dotz calls the state of not mind. This teaching is not about positive thinking or scripting or visualizing harder. It is about surrendering to a silence so profound that it dissolves resistance and reveals the natural flow of creation that has always been operating beneath your conscious awareness. Dotz is really saying this. The more you try, the more you separate yourself from what you want. Because effort implies distance and struggle implies lack. If you are trying to manifest a desire, you are unconsciously declaring that it is not here now. But the 0 point is not in the future. It is not at the end of a technique. It is here and now, beneath the noise of your thinking, beneath the layers of striving. There is a field of pure being. When you enter this field, you don't make manifestation happen. You allow it to unfold through you. You become the space where it emerges organically, effortlessly, and silently. This is why Dotz says manifestation happens best when you forget about it, when you release the mental grip, when you stop identifying as the one who needs to do something and become the one who simply allows. Not mind is the key to that doorway, because not mind is not a void. It is a presence. A conscious awareness that does not cling to thought or chase outcomes. It is the state you naturally return to when you let go, when you stop rehearsing, when you stop forcing, when you stop needing to be the creator and instead become the instrument of creation itself. From this state, your desires begin to flow, not because you pushed them into existence, but because you stepped out of their way. The beauty of Dotz's work is that he shows us this isn't about years of practice or spiritual perfection. It's about noticing right now where you are holding on and choosing to soften. It asks about relaxing into the moment so deeply that the future dissolves and all that remains is pure potential. The paradox is that the less you care whether it happens, the faster it arrives. Because at 0 point, there is no time. There is only alignment and resonance. Once you align with the frequency of surrender, you become magnetic to the very thing you once thought you had to chase. This is not about being passive. It is not about apathy. It is about entering the deepest level of trust, the kind of trust that no longer requires external proof to feel certain. The kind of trust that says, I don't need to know how, because I already am. What you'll notice is that in this state, your nervous system calms, your breath slows, your inner world becomes quiet, and that silence is not emptiness. It is fullness. It is the presence of everything in seed form, waiting to emerge. Dotz reminds us that creation is not loud. It is subtle. It is soft. It is still. It is not in the declarations of desperation, but in the invisible energetic yes you give when you stop doubting, when you stop interfering, when you stop needing to figure it out. What once felt impossible will begin to unfold in quiet and almost invisible ways. You'll think of someone and they'll call you. You'll relax about money and the opportunity will show up. You'll stop obsessing about healing and the symptoms will dissolve, not because you finally earned it, but because you finally stopped blocking it. This is the essence of what Richard Dotz wants you to see. Life is not withholding from you. Your desires are not distant. They are present right now, at the edge of your awareness, waiting for your permission to enter. And that permission is given not through thought, but through stillness and trust. The more you rest in that stillness, the more your energy shifts. Your identity begins to match the version of you that already has it. That is where the magic happens, when you are no longer affirming from the outside, but embodying from the inside. When you are no longer begging, but becoming. Dotz shows us that the real work is in the unworking. It is in the relaxing. It is in the subtle inner shift that says, I am willing to believe this could be easier. I am willing to believe I am already enough. I am willing to believe that maybe I just need to feel safe in the silence. What if that silence is not a lack of progress, but the space where the universe reorganizes everything on your behalf? What if your desire is not waiting for your words, but for your stillness? The truth is, it always was. And now, you are learning to meet it at the place where it lives, not in the noise, but in the quiet. Not in the mind, but in the field of not mind. Not in force, but in frequency. If you can rest there just a little longer each day, if you can catch yourself before you spiral back into effort and choose again to soften, to breathe, to feel the presence of what already is, you will begin to see that manifestation is not something you do. It is something you allow. It is something you receive. It is something that arises naturally when you stop trying to be the one who makes it happen and become the one who trusts that it already is. The 0 point is not far away. It is always here. Beneath the thought, behind the fear, within the stillness. It is your natural state. It is the power you return to when you stop pretending you are powerless. And every time you return to that space, you dissolve another layer of resistance. You dissolve another illusion of separation. And from that space, manifestation becomes a soft unfolding, a quiet yes. And your life begins to reflect the truth you now feel, not because you forced it, but because you finally let it in.